This lesson reviews meal counting and claiming from Chapter 4 of the CACFP Administrative Manual. There are 4 goals for this lesson. 1. Include only eligible meals in the claim for reimbursement. 2. Implement a system to accurately count meals. 3. Claim meals at the correct benefit level. And 4. Accurately prepare the meal participation data for claim submission. To be eligible for reimbursement, participants must be enrolled for care. The exceptions to this statement include emergency shelters, at-risk programs, and outside school hours care centers, if not licensed. Enrollment records must indicate usual days of care and meals the child will normally receive. The state agency developed CACFP enrollment form shown here is recommended. The form must be filled out and signed by a parent or guardian and updated annually. This form does not apply to adult daycare centers. To be eligible for reimbursement, participants must be within the following age ranges. 1. Children 12 years old and under. 2. Migrant children through age 15. 3. Homeless children through age 18. 4. At-risk participants through age 18 or age 19 if still in high school. 5. Participants of any age who are disabled and enrolled in an institution that serves primarily children. 6. Participants of any age who are disabled and reside in an emergency shelter. And 7. Adults in daycare at least 60 years of age or under age 60 if disabled. Meals must be served to eligible children and adult participants. Served means the food is on the table or on the plate at the beginning of the meal in the quantity required by the meal pattern. Simply asking a participant if they would like a food does not count as serving it. Don't use the number of meals ordered for the meal count if getting meals from another location. Also, meals served to staff members are not eligible for reimbursement. Meals must meet CACFP meal pattern requirements and be served within the time frames indicated on the CACFP site application. At-risk programs can only claim meals during the school year. Participants must be recorded on a daily attendance record that includes time in and out, first and last names, month, day, and year. Attendance records must be separate from meal participation records. Attendance records cannot be used to determine the number of meals served, but must support the actual meal counts reported. Meals cannot be claimed for participants who are not in attendance. Centers are encouraged to cross-check a sample of meal participation records against attendance records on a routine basis. Parents should sign children in and out whenever possible. Keep a record of total, daily, and monthly attendance for each claim. Total daily attendance is the total number of participants who attend in a day. Total monthly attendance is the daily attendance added together for the month. Meal participation records must include the meal type, first and last names of eligible participants, and the date. Record meal participation at the point of service, which is defined as the actual time of service. Meals cannot be marked prior to the meal, during nap time, or at the end of the day. Keep free and reduced price eligibility confidential by coding eligibility at the end of the week, after forms have been used in the classrooms. Code each participant's eligibility using the summary of free and reduced price eligibility form. Keep this record updated monthly, starting a new form each fiscal year in October. Reimbursement cannot be claimed for more than 2 meals and 1 snack, or 1 meal and 2 snacks provided daily to each participant. Emergency shelters are an exception to this rule. They can claim reimbursement for 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. At-risk programs are also an exception as they can only claim 1 meal and 1 snack per participant per day. Meal counts must come from hand counts or a computerized program. Do not use meal counts that obtain totals based on attendance records only. Meal counts must come from records that were recorded at the point of service. Turn to the first counting exercise in Chapter 4 of the Administrative Manual. Pause this video while you fill in the total number of children who attended each day. Total the daily counts to get the attendance for the week. The answers are on the next page. Turn to counting exercise number 2. All enrolled participants along with their eligibility are listed on this form. As new children enroll, add names at the bottom and on additional sheets of paper as needed or use a spreadsheet. Participants are considered enrolled if they have an enrollment form on file and ate at least 1 meal during the month. Each site should have their own list. Total the number of participants by their eligibility and enter in the space in the lower portion. This is a page with meal participation marked and children coded by eligibility. This exercise would involve marking the meals that are ineligible. The recommendation is to zero out or circle ineligible meals with a 0 in a contrasting color. Ineligible meals here include 4th meals and meals claimed for participants not in attendance. Be sure to claim the meals that receive the most reimbursement and include 1 snack. Next, total the meals by eligibility, free, reduced price, and paid. The recommended method is to first highlight the names by eligibility. Here, the participants that are eligible for free meals are highlighted blue, and the participants that are eligible for reduced price meals are highlighted pink. The answers are provided for you on the next page and shown here. The CNP 50 is a worksheet to assist in calculating and documenting monthly meal participation for each site. Counting exercise number 4 provides practice transferring meal counts from weekly Iowa meal participation records to the CNP 50. Use the totals from the meal participation sheet on the previous page and enter the corresponding numbers into the CNP 50. Enter the number 4 into the space for free breakfast. Enter 3 for reduced price breakfast. Enter 2 for paid breakfast. And 9 for total breakfast. Continue for the rest of the meals. Enter daily attendance in the column to the far right. Update this worksheet at the end of each week. Total all the columns at the end of the month and use these numbers to enter on the monthly claim for reimbursement. This slide shows a CNP 50 worksheet completed for the whole month. The totals on the bottom are the numbers to enter on the monthly claim. Transfer the numbers as shown here to the claim for reimbursement. On this worksheet, the number of free breakfast is 17. Enter 17 on the claim, column A. The number of reduced price breakfast is 16, which is entered here on the claim, column B. Each of the remaining totals will be entered in the same way. A blank claim form is available in the CACFP Administrative Manual. For-profit institutions must have a minimum of 25% of the center's licensed capacity or total enrollment qualify for free or reduced-priced meals. The state agency defines an enrolled child as one who is enrolled at the center and who eats at least 1 meal during the month. If less than 25% attended during the month, reimbursement will not be issued. Claims are due the 15th of the month at 3:00 p.m. The exceptions to this occur when the 15th falls on a weekend or holiday. In that situation, the claim is due the next working day. Claims that are not filed on time will be processed and paid during the next claiming cycle. Claims that are filed after 60 days from the last day of the claim month will not be paid. If there are extenuating circumstances that caused you to file a claim past the 60-day deadline, you may request a one-time exception. This can only be done once every 3 years, and there must be a valid reason for the late claim. Additional policies are listed here. First, if you fail to submit claims for 3 months in a row, the authorized representative will be contacted to determine if the center wishes to remain on the program. Second, if an error is found resulting in an upward revision, you have up to 90 days to file an adjusted claim. Lastly, downward adjustments can be made at any time. Reimbursement is based on the number of meals multiplied by the reimbursement rate for that meal type. Expenses have no bearing on the amount of reimbursement. Rates are updated each year effective July 1st. Lunch and supper meals also receive cash in lieu of commodities, which is also adjusted annually. Remember, only meals that are approved on the application can be claimed. Keep eligibility confidential by not coding meal participation sheets until they will no longer be used in the classroom. Mark meal participation during mealtime. Attendance records should match meal participation records. Additional hints for accuracy include making copies of the meal participation record for each week at the beginning of the month, listing children in alphabetical order by classroom, last name first, and adding new children at the end of the list. At the beginning of the next month, remove children who have left and re-alphabetize the list. These steps are useful for consistency to help make sure all enrolled children are included, and to help correctly code free and reduced price eligible children. Classrooms and sponsored centers should send records to the main office each week to allow data entry and oversight. One individual should regularly total the daily meal counts. Develop a system to compile meal counts at the same time and place each week and month. If a new person takes on responsibility for meal counts, they must be trained before beginning their duties. Make sure at least 2 people know how to prepare the claim, and have a coworker randomly cross-check a few days of counts each month for accuracy. This concludes the lesson on Chapter 4, Meal Counting and Claiming. If you have questions, please contact your CACFP consultant or the state agency. Contact information can be found in the front of the manual.